Hello, it's me, Elf. Hi. How's it going, everybody? I hope you're doing okay. I've been a little incommunicado this week, but I could not, of course, miss the wonder that is our Star Wars Desperate Gamble GM prep stream. Hell yeah. Um. Uh. Uh. Oh my God, my brain. My process just stopped. Just stopped right away. But that's okay. Because there isn't really much else that I need to say as an introduction. The GM prep is as usual just us planning what our players will have to deal with for the next session or so. Of the game, the Desperate Gamble game. Yeah. Woo. Oh my God. I haven't been streaming very much this week, and it feels like I lost all my rhythm. just going into that intro. But yeah. So things to consider for today's show setup are Aki is missing this week. Aki is on vacation this week, so we do not have an Aki tomorrow, which means we don't have Zyle. Now, Zyle might be casually mentioned being in the background of something or like around but not involved, but it means that stuff that would focus on Zyle would be probably not a good idea right away. You know, and Xylus or Aki has also politely requested that we do not heist. That we do not heist this week. They want to heist with us. So that our session for this week be something that is not the actual heist. You know. So I think this coming week is going to be heist prep, right? It's going to be heist prep in either Vortex City or the Promenade, getting things ready to like engage in heisting behavior. Dave bravely stated that they have at one point spent 10 real life hours planning an in-game heist for a tabletop game before. I imagine it was probably in Shadowrun, because that's where you can spend 10 hours planning a heist. So I don't think we're going to be in danger of like running out of stuff to plan for. And yeah, there are indeed the false bounty hunters that need to be dealt with. So there's lots of room to not heist. Exactly. If they want to, because they have an unconscious Republic cop, quote unquote, in their spaceship, and a dead one, and also one who went back to their own ship to like get things ready to leave. So there are loose ends that will need tying. Basically, there are things that will need corralling before they can go gallivanting off into Vortex City on Bezel 6. Yes, Tanger was asked about their contacts over on Bezel. So coming up with like an NPC or two that can sort of introduce them to the new surroundings, the new setting. Once they get to Bezel, probably. Oh my God! Probably something we should do. But yeah, there are a lot of like things to plan. Yeah, like stuff that could work. Could we make up a literal Ocean's 11? Because Bezel is an ocean planet, you see. Well, yeah, I mean, they're going to need some specialists, so they have some specialists themselves. Like, they're not going to need a mechanic specialist because Omni Brogbo exists, for example. But we definitely need some NPCs to fill some gaps. But I also think that, like, the Republic bounty hunter issue could be large enough to take up some time. If only because, like, who are they gonna tell? You know? Like, who to whom do you bring such a problem? Right? Like, what are you gonna do with it? I think my opening statement for the session is, like, what are you gonna do with this person that you have unconscious in your ship? Like, what's the plan? You just gonna keep them captive and go to Bezel? I don't know if that's a good idea, but maybe they will, you know. The group gets slightly less predictable without Xyle in it. Just slightly. And I say that only because it becomes more Omni Brogbo. Or not more Omni Brogbo, but more also Groggle Plop, the unpredictablest member of our gang. Whom I cannot predict what they will do. Also, the third member of the trio, yeah, the lady who ran off to get their ship set up. I have thoughts about that. I think, you know, if they don't deal with her in particular, there's going to be some reporting back and some bigger, badder problems in the near future. If they do, that's up to them. Omni's really the only one who knows that she was even there. So Omni will have to be the one to, like, bring that to bear, you know. Yeah. So we'll see. I would be down for some ship to ship combat, though. It would be a bit of a shame that our pilot is not available, you know. She could try and calm the two others. Yeah, probably will. Just to alert them to the problem. To alert our players to the problem via comlink. Okay, so. Well, no combat in the area around the promenade of the droids. The droids of the yeah. You need to not mess with the promenade's locale in particular. It is a place of neutrality. But if you get slightly further out into space, then it's anybody's game. But so things we want to do today, just because I want to, like, get our brains focusing and my brain focusing in particular, because I have my partner is sick today, so I've been paying close attention to her this morning, and I'm not quite in the creating Star Wars things brain yet. I'm working on it. Things we need to do today: create a Tanger Tombo contact for Bezel. So, like, somebody that Tanger would know in Vortex City who would make a good, like, player character introduction to the locale, can, like, show them around a bit and, like, figure things out. We could work on a couple of other, like, NPC specialists that they could recruit for their heist and, like, stuff that they want to get done. We could work on... I don't think I really need to prep the, like, police situation, the bounty hunter situation, because whatever they do, I can roll with it if they want to, like, report it in. Captain Lant is a great idea, but Prince, I like that. They can, if they report it in, like, that there's cops on the promenade, quote unquote, then whoever they report it into, like, I can roll with it no matter what they want to do with it, basically. I think Captain Land is a good idea for contact, especially for a Tanger Tombo. Tanger Tombo contact. Let's see here. I gotta get my references, my handouts. Oh, excuse me. Yeah, we have Captain Lant, the Cantina captain, owner and captain of the Roving Raven Shark, a starship turned submarine cantina in Bezel. Smuggles goods and people between Vortex City and the glittering cesspools of the artificial islands. He could definitely be a good go-between at the very least, like for that smuggling. If you want in and out of anywhere on Bezel 6, Captain Land can help. The cantina isn't too shabby either. Hearty food, strong drink, and raucous entertainment that all fit a high seas theme. Affordable rooms for travel, secret compartments for smuggling. Staff of the Raven Shark are in on the illegal activities and are expert at distracting authorities should the need arise. I mean, he's just like a good, slightly skeezy person to know. I think the Roving Raven Shark is a great place to describe like how Bezel is. I mean, like Vortex City itself needs a little bit of a kind of like go over in terms of like making sure that we know. I want planets and then locations for Bezel, Vortex City. I saw that we had some art today in the Discord for Vortex City, so I'm just gonna grab some of that so that I can easily describe to our players what it is that we're looking at. You know? I like the no bubble situation. I'm into the no bubble action, so we're gonna go with that one. But Prince. Okay. You take that ocean and slap a cone hole in it. Yeah, exactly. And then fill that cone hole with like stuff and people and buildings. No, it's good. You don't need to apologize at all. It's perfect. It gets the point across right away. I like the idea that the dock, like if you're coming in from space, that the like landing area is like down in the bottom somewhere. You know, you gotta go like all the way down, like navigate down into the like the bottom of the cone, and it's like down there, and then there's some parts underneath where you can like store the ship. I like to think of it as kind of like not ramshackle, but like some of it is like very self-made, like the architecture is inconsistent, you know what I mean? Like they have craftspeople from all over the sector, because the fancy islands need all kinds of like, well, this person who knows how to do this specific type of like architecture or whatever. But like once they're done, they live in Vortex City, right? Because like they don't get to live on the private islands. They're just the contractors or what have you. They don't have enough money to buy their own private islands. So like I like to think that the architecture of Vortex City is like sort of inconsistent, and like the buildings are of different styles and shapes and stuff depending on the mood of like whoever's around and whatever's available. It is the place that is like you hire people here to work on your private islands, and you know that's what it's for. Buildings like repurposed shipping containers, yeah, as well. It's very eclectic. It's very like, how would I put it? Not shanty necessarily, because that has a different sort of a connotation, but like scavenged, you know, like whatever's available. 5 key architects in a feud over random stuff. Oh, weird. There's a lone glip glop style trash can amongst all these Zeropian ones. It's like competing to be the most popular. Hell yeah. Also, it's completely self-sustained and the living conditions are actually better than on the artificial islands for the not rich people. Yeah. I don't think Vortex City has trouble, like, maintaining, because it has this I don't know, this situation of, like, the constant gig economy of the islands needing stuff from Vortex City, right? And this constant, like, supply economy where, like, the islands are not self-sufficient, but Vortex City is where everything comes in and where everything is made, and, or, like, the picture makes it look like it, like, when we're looking at it, it's small, but it's actually, like, really big, like, really wide, and, like, very deep, I think there's an interesting, like, economic question of, like, yeah, you can have your private island on Bethel, but, like, without Vortex City, the private island would just collapse. Essentially, because, like, you don't have any food growing, you don't have any, like, any supplies, you don't have any like, maintenance, like, necessarily. And all of that stuff comes from Vortex City. Maybe the dome was taken off so it doesn't ruin the horizon line of a nearby rich person island. Yeah. Yeah, you used to have a dome to protect the top layer from, like, the encroaching ocean. But it was too much of an eyesore. So, of course, rich people ruining it for everyone. Rich people ruining it for everyone. People just start rewriting the ocean water, raise birdfish. Hell yeah, birdfish! So many birdfish. Looking through our NPC section on the Discord, I can see that Unoriginal Poster has made us a droid security chief, or vice security chief at the Killian estate. Big ol' bounty hunter droid who can be part of Killian's security team. I love him. Definitely need. Also, some locations for Bezel. There is a random table of Killian treasure. I saw it. The Wrongdoer's Milk Bar. One of the weirdest locations in Vortex City, and arguably Bezel 6 as a whole, and this is by design. From the outside, it looks like a silver-colored rectangular building. And from the inside is a large single room with a high ceiling with walls and floors and ceilings painted in pure immaculate white. 24 black circle sofas, each encircling a white table, provide the only spaces where one could sit. Interesting. I feel like this is a Clockwork Orange reference. The milk thing is a Clockwork Orange. Good old Clockwork Orange reference. Also, Bezel cats, semi-aquatic felines. Love it. All right. It looks like Unoriginal Poster has in fact made us a Killian treasure random table. Let's have a look. There are 50 options. It's perfect. Let's have a look at this fantastic table. I'm just gonna copy paste it into the. I love random tables. They're the greatest. Nothing like a good random table. Okay. So let's get my rollable tables. We will add a handout for Killian treasure. Killian treasure. Boom. Gotta do a little bit of formatting. But it'll be fine. Gotta see to roll what we can steal right now. Yeah. Yeah, I mean, we know that the what do you call it? The eventual plan, the like plan for our friends is to steal the hyperdrive plans. The X520 model hyperdrive plans from the Killian estate. But what else they could find, I mean, you know, there's plenty of options. So many possible things. Okay. Let's take a roll. So if we roll a D50. 38. Well, that's our 38. 38. A blue pointy helm. Blue pointy helmet. The label indicates that it was the Supreme Chancellor's Guard helmet from 100 years ago. Oh. 33. A marble statue representing a sitting Bainog. Each of its 6 pawns contains an incense burner. I think it's 6 paws. Probably. Bainog doesn't conjure an image in my brain. I'll have to look it up. Yeah. Okay. All right. An enormous 6-legged amphimammalian found on Bogano. Tempting goodies to veer the PCs off their plans. 36. We've hit all the 30s. An oil painting of the philosopher Flacial Krenna arguing with a group of sabacc players, each reacting with a different emotion. Neat. I love it. Ornate random bullshit. Count Dooku's solar sail ship broken beyond repair. Damn! A whole ship! A 1/100 model of our pre-Republic Duro ship with a holo projector in the base showcasing all the archaeological data on it. A bronzium statue of Leia Organa in full Rebel combat uniform strangling Jabba the Hutt, labeled only with Hutt Slayer. Fantastic. A 4 decades old holo poster from the Coruscant opera production of And So Goes the Spring on Corellia. Langlair Galway is credited as the 4th role, while Dalhan Killian is the 5th. Killian has some history in the theater. Interesting. Some history that I didn't know about. Very nice. I like it. Unoriginal. Thanks for putting in the time and giving it a go. Super fun. Super cool. Yeah. Okay. Well. So, I think a lot of this next session is going to be exploring, dealing with the bounty hunter situation and exploring Vortex City. I think, like, meeting people and trying to come up with a plan to get into Killian's place. Maybe, like, we come up with some rudimentary stuff that somebody, like, who worked on the Killian mansion might know about it to, like, give them information about, like, well, you know, if you're going to get in there, you need to be able to break X security system, and there are, like, this many people on guard and so forth. But I'm honestly, like, not too worried about actually planning out the heist. I feel like the easiest way to heist, and my favorite way to heist, is Blades in the Dark style heisting, right? I mean, like, we're not going to get to the heist this week because, like I said, I want to respect that, like, Xyle wants to be well, wants to hang out and be part of the heist, you know, obviously, and I want that as well. But I feel like doing things in a Blade style is the best way to do a heist, because I feel like Shadowrun style falls apart very quickly. So for those of you who don't know what I'm talking about when I say Blade style, what I mean is Blades in the Dark has a system that allows you to flash back to previous events to set up for things that you had not planned for. So instead of spending 18 hours planning how they're gonna like beat all of the various systems, Salty Ginger, link that. Blades in the Dark, John Harper's the best. But instead of planning all the ways that you can get through all of the stuff beforehand, you go there without like a plan, so to speak. And then you do the things like there, and flashback to how you had the preparation for it. Like you met some guy that told you about the laser grid, and so you have the thing to like disable the laser grid. Yeah, it's like retroactive planning, basically. Like having sort of like flashback moments and like planning that way. And like a combination of pre-planning and flashbacks, I think, is like our best, most effective, most cinematic way to heist. Because I've always been a little bit leery of the Shadowrun style planning where it's like, okay, we've planned all this stuff. There is a thing in front of us that we can't handle. Heist is fucked. You know what I mean? Which has definitely like come up before in games that I've played. And Scum and Villainy is really good. Star Wars version of Blades. I mean, it's like sci-fi version, you know, with the numbers filed off, but it's good with the serial numbers filed off, but it's good. It's very good. I've played a little bit of the Scum and Villainy system myself. I played a little like off-stream game with a couple of people. We only got a couple sessions in, but I had a lot of fun with it. My character was a goofy engineer lady who liked welding holes and stuff. But anyway, let's see what we've got. I mean that pretty much covers it, I think, in terms of like the way that I want to do this. I think like Captain Lant and the roving, what's the name of the bar? I don't remember the name of it. The roving something. I'm gonna check. Where are my NPCs? The roving raven shark. Yes, I thought it was something like that. Yeah, the roving raven shark is a good like vector for travel to a place, you know, to a location. Do we want to roughly work out challenges of a high skeleton? Yeah, I think we can definitely talk about the Killian Mansion, right? Let's make a handout for it. A location for the Killian Mansion, and we'll just mention some stuff that may or may not be relevant in a sort of like point form list so that we have an idea of like what we want to do. So, we will add a handout here. The Killian Super Yacht, maybe. Oh, it's not even a mansion. It's actually just a big boat. It's not an artificial island. It's just a mega boat. Tempting. Very tempting. Killian Super Yacht. The island's closed for maintenance, so they have a super yacht instead. All right. So some stuff. Let's talk about the heist. Important possible details. Killian children. Some of our characters have an in with the Killian kids. So that's an angle that could come up. Dalhan Killian. patriarch of the Killian family, head of the company, very unlikely to be helpful, even though the previous encounter with him was the return of his kids safely and all that sort of thing. He's one to forget favors pretty quickly. I don't know if I established that or not on original poster. I thought when I'm remembering, I'm like, Killian is their like dad or whatever. Okay, so those are our two like major points. Let's see what else. Dalhan was the uncle? Oh, well then, that's fine too. Doesn't change anything I wrote. Kids are with their uncle all the time. The fun uncle. Yeah. Let's see what else. Security personnel. We've got at least one member of our security personnel like written up here in the NPC section. We've got Loretto, the bounty hunter droid. Droid and vice security chief. Probably a host of guards, a whole host of guards, of privately employed guards. The Killians have a Eurodilian on staff that has allowed themselves to grow to the size of a small ship. Yes, of course. Eurodilian, growing very large, very imposing. Let's see, what else do we need? Okay, so we've talked about the security personnel. What about security systems? Important things are the vault, the place where all the non-display valuables are kept, such as the hyperdrive plans. The vault is incredibly secure, top of the line, with Killian genetic biometric sensor. That's the only key. And anyone who doesn't fit that profile, who somehow gets in, triggers the automated defenses and alarm systems. Automated defenses and alarm systems could be that super battle droid, the chaotic blaster, definitely as well. Yeah, definitely. Including the local super battle droid. Perfect. So I believe there's probably like a display area with all sorts of glass cases and stuff hanging on the walls, or like statues on display. Lots of valuable items that are protected by alarms and the guards who patrol frequently. This area isn't actually as like highly, what would you call it, like highly policed, because only friends of Killian are basically ever here. Highly patrolled. It's probably a good word too. Like, you know what I mean? It's one of those things where it's like, well, the security is that it's on a private island or a private boat from a private island. You know, like it's already like pretty well guarded. Let's add the Killian super yacht. He's actually very, very well armed. Though none of those armaments are obvious. The Killian design meshes luxury craft with high-profile weaponry in a seamless ballet. Send the players to the mansion first. They find out the yacht is where they need to go. Yeah. Or, like, they hear it from, yeah, the Killian kids or what have you. You know, like, oh, if you're looking for that stuff, it's not here. It would never be here. What other, like, security systems can we put in their place? I mean, I think, like, entry onto any part of the yacht that isn't outside, that isn't the deck, requires, that you step through an identifying laser grid over the doors. Only Killian employees or people holding guest badges are allowed access, while others are rebuffed. And a lot of this we can use as part of the mansion as well. Like, the security systems are, you know, similar, or, you know, like, what have you. Yeah, I definitely think hidden doors and access ways that are mostly used to keep staff out of sight when Killian is conducting business. You know, it's the whole, like, why have the servant walk down the hallway and see them? We can have them go through the secret passageways behind the wall, and then me and my friend super rich guy are not disturbed by their mere presence. Could be a good way to get around. Lots of staff performing various tasks. A massive kitchen. More than anyone would need. Is the Barabel from Vode on loan? Is our Barabel chef from Vode on loan to the Killians? I'm just imagining him in charge of, like, a massive rich-ass kitchen, you know? Garlocka's there too then, right? She's rich, right? Yeah. It's just a bunch of people from our previous. Celebrity chef bringing the unique taste of vote. Oh my god. Maybe we could link this up as like Killian is preparing to host Jander Vix for like a business meeting at the same time that this heist is happening, right? And like Jander's there while they're heisting or something, you know? Like there's the possibility of running into him. That there's actually like a party being planned. And that's why they're using the super yacht, so they can show off some of like the ship technology, right? To the potential investors, Jander being the most prominent, instead of using the mansion. I think we just figured it out, chat. I think we just figured it out. They're gonna show it off by blowing up the ocean? Yeah, I mean, there's gotta be, like, something out there that they're gonna, like, explode. Yeah. Good old stacked tartar. Barbell chef. We're gonna use them. Let's see. What else can we... party being planned. And executed. While the players are there. Lots of high-profile investors. Jander Vix is in attendance. Trying to get a deal with the Killians to provide Utico with a fleet of powerful cruisers. Nothing says I love you or please let us keep being business partners like several metric tons of plasma spewing death. Exactly. Yeah. Jander isn't actually happy to be here because he's here alone. Zala is off planning the next amulet move. Yeah. He misses his knifey wifey. Yeah. I mean, wouldn't you? If you had a murderous, evilly inclined, wife, wouldn't you miss them? I mean, wouldn't you miss her? I would. Look at her. I would miss her. She looks like she's a fun time. For those of you who don't remember Jander, this is Jander. What a charming fellow. Just a statesman through and through. Power move, plop ices Jander. Oh god, if she does. Or if he does. Oh god. Not great. Not a great plan, I would say. But so there's a lot of stuff here that could be like very easily used because like if there's a big party being planned, then the Killian family is probably recruiting, you know, employees like wait staff and so much from Vortex City. So there's probably like a buzz about it, which means like the general vibe is gonna be one of like knowing, if you know what I mean, like more than one of not knowing. So I think like setting it up so that the players know that there's a way for them to get on. Like, I imagine them being the kind of people who might try and get recruited as employees to go and do this thing, you know? Everyone wants a piece of the Killian action. I like to think the Killians are probably one of the like richest families on Bezel. You know what I mean? Because there's that whole thing where it's like rich people are rich, but then there's like the mega rich, you know, like the ultra rich who are just like another class entirely above even private island owning people. It's the billionaires of space, you know. I you know, that's the vibe I get. The other thing we definitely have to put in that I just thought of, because it will be so important to people like Xyle once it becomes a thing that we need to do. Hang on. It's killing super yacht. Keld Shaw is in attendance as Jander's personal escort. She looks bored. We gotta put Keld in their sights. We gotta put Keld nearby, you know? Because I'm sure that Xyle wants to get vengeance for oh my god, my brain. For Panakata, who was killed so offhandedly. Do they blame Keld? I don't know, but Keld pulled the trigger. So it's just another thing to, like, prompt them with. Be like, what do you think about this, you know? I mean, they probably blame Xala, to be fair. Old lady gonna get fed to feather sharks. Oh yeah, I don't know if you guys have seen this, but we have a types of birdfish rollable table that Budprints made for Bezel. D100 birdfish. Like the cassowary killifish, a large, powerful, and deadly colored fish bird with an extremely strong beak attack, capable of denting some weaker ship hulls. You know, or 86, the owl hornfish, a round yellow and blue birdfish with two horn-like fins in their head and grasping fin wings for catching small prey. It's great, you know. I think I've showed it off before, but you should know that it exists just in case we need birdfish for descriptive purposes. This one needs to be the main dish of the party. Yo, a cassowary killifish, like central dish. Delicious cassowary. But I think we're in a good zone. Chat. We're doing good. So let's call it here, and we'll return tomorrow to see what our party does with the freedom they are given. Mix up the birdfish rollable table and the deadly bird rollable table. And that's the stuffed cassowary braised in Rancor Rush, gold rich person flavor. Oh yeah, the Rancor Rush cans that have gold leaf in them, of course. And yeah, we'll see what our party gets up to. And we'll see what happens, you know, to our poor setup. Our poor, sad setup that will obviously be thwarted immediately. Stuff you need to know. Hi, I'm Elf. You can follow me here at twitch.tv/distractedelf. I haven't been streaming recently, and I think my game plan is to kind of like extend that into like maybe next week or something and just take a little bit of time for myself. And then be back other than for my tabletop stuff, obviously. We do a D&D game on Mondays. We do a D&D game on Mondays on D&D's channel at 1 p.m. PST, me and the gang, which you should check out. Dave is taking over as the GM for this next week. We're going into a new setting, not a new setting, but a new Candlekeep Mystery story. And Dave has made some changes and has asked us all to make characters based on if we were isekai'd into a fantasy world. Yeah. So I've been trying to think of like what I personally elf would isekai into. So that's like it's the whole question that I have to figure out. Yeah, so that's the plan. So definitely check that out. I think it'll be fun. And then obviously tomorrow is Desperate Gamble, 1 p.m. PST here on this channel. And yeah, cool. Did a quick and dirty crack at an anime intro, but I don't think it's very good. I mean, you should show it to me anyway, German boy. You should definitely show it to me anyway. I mean, you should show it to Dave, so you should show it to. But me too. But anyway, last thing obviously is Roll20. Yay, Roll20! If you like playing virtual tabletop games with your friends over the great leaps and bounds of a distance, you should sign up for Roll20. Roll20.net for free. I believe the free dynamic lighting promotion is over now, but you should still sign up and check it out. It's a great program. It's a great site for keeping all your stuff together and you know, like making sure that your campaign notes are all ready and what have you. I don't know if I saved it was that bad. Fair enough, drummer boy. Don't show me then. And tweet at me what you think what character I should make for an isekai. Some people gave me some good suggestions. I'm kind of thinking grumpy anime style elf wizard with like a big hat that like pushes down on her ears a little bit, you know. That seems like it might be good. But anyway, that's completely a different thing. I'll see you guys later. Have a good one. I'll be back tomorrow for more Desperate Gamble. See you then. Bye, nerds.